Hello and welcome to another episode of this FIFA 16 career mode with Manchester United. We're getting through these a bit quicker now. Just looking at some players that have been scouted. He's got a potential of 68 to 94. We'll take him on. We'll sign him. We'll sign a few of these. Judge Spur will take him as well. Anything over 85 potential I'm looking for. Well, up to 85. To try and get those class of 92 type players. I've missed a training session there. I'm just going to simulate that one for now. I will start to use the younger players in training sessions though, because I don't think these are going to get much better very quickly, and I want to start bringing in new young players instead. And just look for some more players to add to the shortlist. He might be an interesting addition in the attacking midfield role. Sigurdsson. If we don't get Eriksson, he's going to be a backup choice, second choice. And we're currently 5th in the Premier League, having played 2 games, same amount of points as Sunderland, Chelsea, Newcastle and Crystal Palace of all teams. On last episode as well, yesterday, nobody answered the question again, but the answer I'll tell you at the end anyway, and I'm going to keep asking questions just in case somebody eventually does answer them. So we'll ask another question again this episode, and this episode is going to be actually a part of the first ever Double Sunday that I'm going to be doing. So there's going to be 2 episodes out today as part of Double Sunday in honour of Raditz from Dragon Ball Z and his attack Double Sunday. So this is going to be a Double Sunday. We should get started into our 3rd match against Newcastle United. Another team I admire. Lineups, I haven't been able to change much, to be honest. I should start resting players. Mata and Wijnaldum. Mata has been an important player for me so far. But he's getting on, so I'm going to have to replace him with Eriksson. And replace Chris Smalling with John Stones, hopefully, when the transfer window comes around in January. We'll get a couple of players in, 2 or 3, and we'll let some players go as well. Not very many. I don't want to let very many players go, so we haven't got that much strength in depth, to be honest, this season. About to get started here, Old Trafford, a second match at Old Trafford. Last episode we managed to beat Aston Villa 1-0 again. It's 2 1-0s in a row for us, but they're both wins still, and it's still a decent start. And United aren't known for good starts really. I think in real life in this fixture we drew 0-0 with Newcastle. So we're going to try and better that. Put us in good stead for the rest of the season. Also, at this point, we will have played the qualifying game against Club Bruges. To the preliminary qualifying round against Club Bruges. But obviously, as we're already in a Champions League or Champions Cup in the game, we don't need to qualify. So Manchester United are automatically put in the Champions Cup. But we would have had the game against Club Bruges at this time. 18th of August the Club Bruges match was, and then Newcastle. Also with the Champions League matches, or Champions Cup matches, I haven't picked what the actual groups were in real life, because I feel if I would have took charge, it would have been before the groups were picked, so they wouldn't have been determined yet, really. So the groups have been determined since I was appointed manager in game. So I've got a different group to what it was in real life. And normally I do change it to as close as I can to real life. But some of the teams aren't in there because this game hasn't got every league in it. So you can't get it 100% right. But I got it as close as I could in my last manager mode. This one, I've just gone for something different. So we've got a different group stage. We've got Celtic, Benfica, and I think CSKA Moscow in our group, which there's some tricky away fixtures, to be honest. Especially in Russia. It's a long travel. CSKA Moscow, playing Moscow, Russia, obviously. It's a long trip. I've reinstated Marcus Rojo to the centre-back position as well, because of that goal he scored against Aston Villa. He's deserved his place. He's deserved to get his place back. And I like Blind in the central defensive midfield role. I've started Schneiderlin again as well, gave him another chance, but I think he's pretty average, to be honest. He's not really stood out for me so far. Schneiderlin there. He's not stood out, not done anything amazing as of yet. But I want to give him a chance as it's his first season for us. I didn't want to just sell him at the beginning. Apologies for the dog in the background noise. Letting himself out, opening the door again. Velociraptor from Jurassic Park style. It's a free kick here. This could cause some problems. And it's easily dealt with. So yeah, we're going to try and better the results Manchester United actually got. It's not difficult to better a 0-0 really. At home against Newcastle, we should be winning this. No disrespect to Newcastle obviously, but Man United should be winning more games than not. Especially with the money they've put in, and the team they've got, and the experience of the players that they've got. Like Bastian Schweinsteiger, he's new to the Premier League, but he's still a very experienced player. So with the experience that they've got, Man United should definitely be doing better. And Louis van Gaal's an experienced manager, again not in the Premier League, but he is an experienced manager. He hasn't got the right formation and tactics, so I don't think he suits us, but I do still think he's a good manager. I just don't think he's right for the Premier League really. And that win over Everton yesterday, if anybody watched that match yesterday, Everton United was a very good match. One of the best FA Cup semi-finals. Well, the second half, really I should say, the second half of that match was one of the best in FA Cup recent history, semi-finals. And I'm glad we managed to beat them in the end, because they knocked us out on penalties in 2009, and I thought it was going to go the same way. But luckily and thankfully it didn't. They've got another free kick in the D. I'm gonna watch my fouls in this game. Giving a lot of stuff away. I'm trying to think of another question to ask based on Newcastle. I'm not sure what to ask yet. That's not worrying. CM De Jong doesn't look anything like De Jong. At least he doesn't look like Nigel De Jong, because he's black. That's not racist, that's fact. Nigel De Jong is black. There's Luke De Jong as well. I always get Luke and CM De Jong mixed up. Jake Tiote. Colback, he's another good player I could be looking at as well. As well as Ross Barkley, who I thought played well in yesterday's game. In the FA Cup, he played really well. One matter. What's the matter? Nothing? Are you Luke Shaw? Half time whistle goes. De Gea. I can't read that reaction, to be honest. Starting the second half. Daddy Blind putting a decent cross here. Oh, that's a good header by Martial back across the goalkeeper. It was a lot like his goal against Atletico Madrid in the pre-season tour. He gets his first goal in the Premier League, I believe, which is good. Anthony Martial's got his feet wet. Opened his account for Manchester United in the Premier League. It's always good to see strikers scoring early in games. In early games, I should say. There we are, Anthony Martial, first goal in the Premier League. I think Wayne Rooney's our top scorer in the Premier League at the moment with 2. We're not scoring very many, which is quite worrying. Could always rue it and be punished. And straight away they equalise there. I hate when that happens because it's really difficult to prevent them from scoring when they've conceded, and they've scored 3 minutes after I scored. It's really annoying that still exists in FIFA games. I know like it does happen in football matches sometimes, but not in every game. Oh, acrobatic effort from Martial there. That would have been good to immediately get back in front. Well, we've already betted the 0-0, so there's that. On comes John Joe Shelby. I can't think of his character name in 4-4 Toons, but it's quite funny. This Lord Voldemort in 4-4 Toons. It's a funny character. It's a really funny series as well. Well, 4-4 Toons is really good. And props to the guy behind all that as well. Does it all on his own. All the voices and animations. Very good. Very talented. Got to be offside there. Surely that was offside. De Gea goes absolutely mental at his defence, and rightly so. And then all of a sudden he just calms down from one extreme emotion to another. One facial expression and then just to blank really quick. As they're making a substitution now, I'm not sure who this is coming on. Okay guys, so the answer to the question I'm going to be revealing now. Nobody said it, so I'm not going to mention any names. according to express.co.uk sport, it's Mark Edworthy, who's been relegated with 4 clubs: Crystal Palace in 1998, Coventry City in 2001, Norwich City in 2005, and again with Derby County in 2008. So the answer is Mark Edworthy, relegated 4 times from the Premier League with 4 different clubs. Now I've got to think of a question for Newcastle. Memphis to Darmian, Mata into Blind. I like Blind in that role, even though he gives a wayward pass there. Wijnaldum, he did a bit of off the ball dribbling earlier, which I don't see very often, and I use it even less because it doesn't seem to be any good for me. It doesn't seem to help anything. Actually, I'm making a couple of changes here, changing around the changing the positions of players as well. This is the goal. De Gea could probably perhaps do better there, closing him down. Marcus Rojo comes off, he won't be scoring again today. And on comes Papi Cisse, who scored that amazing goal against Chelsea a few seasons ago. And I've not heard much of him since, to be honest. He's on the bench at the moment for Newcastle, so we can't be doing that well. Okay, I've thought of a question for Newcastle. This is a good one actually, it's just come to mind. Who are the goal scorers that scored past Peter Schmeichel at Old Trafford when they beat us 5-1 or 5-0 was it? I think it was 5-1 or 5-0. Who are the goal scorers in that game? Went close again there. Corner. Yeah. So in 1996, when Newcastle beat Manchester United 5-0, who were the 5 goal scorers in the game? There's 5 different goal scorers. So if you comment below with the right answers, I will give you a mention in the next episode or tomorrow's episode, as this is going to be a double Sunday. So there's going to be 2 episodes up, so tomorrow I will give you a mention if you get the correct answers. Again, 5 different goal scorers in that game. 1996 at St James's Park, sorry. Not Old Trafford, it was at St James's Park, 10th of October 1996. Newcastle 5, Manchester United 0, and I want all 5 goal scorers, and you will get a mention in the next episode tomorrow. In tomorrow's episode, I should say. That's easier to say. I don't know why I didn't just say that. Let's get another corner. It's quite a lot of corners. I haven't really focused on this game, to be honest, today, so I apologise for that, but Ander Herrera hits one, winds one up. Can't have been too far away, I don't think. Tim Krul, who famously came on at the World Cup to save the penalties and put Holland through, the Netherlands through. Jasper Cillessen wasn't very pleased about that, because he'd played the whole match other than the penalties, but it worked for Louis van Gaal at the time, Netherlands coach at the time. World Cup 2014, 2013, the Netherlands, Louis van Gaal, and it finishes 1-1. 1-1 is better than 0-0 in some ways, I suppose, because we've scored but we've conceded. We've got a goal but we've conceded a goal. It's still more interesting than a 0-0, I suppose. Still more interesting than a 0-0 without stuttering. I'm stuttering a bit and mumbling over my words because I've only just woken up, so sorry about that. You'll have to bear with me with that one. I've only just woken up and it's pretty early in the morning here. It's looking like a bit of a mixed sort of day as well, rain and sunshine at the same time, and it was hailing yesterday as well, so it's a bit of a mixed bag. Near the highlights, there wasn't too much to talk about. Mata had an early chance there, probably should be doing better, but it was on his weaker right foot. That looked like a dangerous tackle from Darmian. Semi de Jong, it looked impressive, but it was always going wide. And this is the goal, David Blind with a good cross in on his left foot. That's why I like him there, he can put in a good cross. He plays in the central midfield role, he can go forward as well. I do like David Blind there. But we haven't got a decent left-footed centre-back other than Rojo. So we're quite light on the ground when it comes to left-footed centre-backs or left-footed midfielders even. We've only really got Rojo, Blind and Mata at the moment. That's a good save from Dave. Great save, Dave. Great save, Dave De Gea. Dave the God. The goalkeeping god De Gea. After that penalty save yesterday he made as well. I know it wasn't the best penalty in the world, but it still needed saving. It was still low to the ground. It's a really good save to push it away as well. We definitely had more shots, slightly less possession, but that doesn't really matter unless you're Louis van Gaal. What matters is the results to me. Daily Blind man of the match. I've put him back to left back there. He did start at midfield, but I've put him back to centre back, and I changed it around a bit. And I brought Rojo off. Substituted Row off and put the Daily Blind back there, even though he does well for me in midfield. I feel it keeps coming up like that, blank scores. I don't know why it keeps coming up with blank scores. That's no good to anybody, is it really? Just check this mail. There's not a lot going on. Right guys, I'm going to leave it here, just do a quick bit of training. I think I might change it up a bit. No, I'm just going to go with the same. I'm going to leave it here. I am going to be bringing out the next episode today as well, so I'll start work on that right away. I hope you've enjoyed it as always. If you have, please leave a like, and any subscriptions are always really welcome. Would make me really grateful. So thank you for watching. Again, I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully you stick around for the next one. Take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully you'll stick around and see the next upload today. Take care, goodbye.